Hello YouTube, hello Twitch, is some more Hearthstone. I'm not playing a mean deck today. I'm actually playing a deck that is somewhat good. And this is the combo Druid list with the Concierge into casting a bunch of Seabreeze Chalices, and then getting a lot of spell damage thanks to go with the flow and some other spell damage cards which were in Druid package already. Now, I will own up, normally I make the deck myself, and then maybe I'll look around what other people are doing to refine, you know, some cards down. Maybe there's some things I missed, some things I think were better than what other people were doing. With this one, I checked HS Replay, and this was the top deck list with the highest win percentage. I went on to Hearthstone top decks, and this was attributed on the main page to a player called Mills, which is why I put Mills question mark. And it was the exact same list. And I looked at a few other lists, and basically every list is the same. There are some minor tweaks here and there, and there actually is a different flavor of this deck which doesn't use the Dragon package, and instead uses stuff like the Frost Lotus Seedling. It uses stuff like the Lifebinder's Gift as well, and sort of controls and makes your cards in your hand cheaper that way, rather than ramping up with the Dragon package. I don't know which one is better. I've played against this deck a few times, or like decks like this before, and basically the big weakness of this deck is if you get aggroed down, you're just screwed. You can't beat the aggro decks particularly well. Now, as this list has been refined, you're a bit more protected from the aggro decks. The Dragon package is pretty useful for dealing with aggro decks. It always gives you minions that you can trade into opponents' minions. You can also get swipes, which are very useful for dealing with all the charging pirates. And that's all nice. And also you've got 5 for a little bit of sustain, and Sleep Under the Stars, if you're really desperate, can be 7 mana, gain 15 armor, which is not normally a good deal. You normally want to gain maybe like, 5 armor or 10 armor, and do some of the other things on the Choose Thrice cards. So yeah, I just want to play this deck and see how it is. Part of the reason why I want to play this deck right now as well, and why I've not invested too much time into trying to improve it beyond this, which actually I think is really hard to improve. I think this list is pretty refined at this point, and there's not a lot of things I think I would change with this deck either. But I think this deck's going to get nerfed in about a week, so I think there's... I don't know if it's confirmed yet, or if it's just hearsay, that there's going to be a patch next week, which actually, as the time this comes out for you, YouTube, might be later this week. And I think they will hit Concierge with the nerf, because I think it's a bit of a toxic card, to be honest with you. I also hope they hit Hand Buff Paladin, which is what I assume I'm going up against. Now, I believe... Cool. I believe in this matchup, the card you really want to get in your opening hand are the Malfurion's Gifts, and also the Splish-Splash Whelps. I think you want to ramp pretty quickly. I also think you want to get Magical Dollhouse up fairly early to help you with the board clearing.
Any problem?
I'd probably be also willing to throw this Concierge straight onto the board as a tempo play. It's going to take me some time to get the OTK, and we're probably just going to have to send it. I'm not sure if this is Hand Buff Paladin. I think this might be the other flavor of Paladin.
Delightful.
Because, oddly enough, Paladin's got 2 like tier 1 decks right now that have continued since the previous set. The Hand Buff and the Flood Paladin. I feel like this is Flood. Because Flood tries to stick minions on the board. And this seems fairly sticky. It could also be Highlander, actually. That would somewhat explain these 3 cards. Because I don't think Flood normally runs Gorgonzomu, right? Well, I don't know. People march the beat of their own drum. Regardless, it seems fairly aggressive. I could do a swipe here. It would be pretty painful to use the Malfurion's Gift already for a swipe. And realistically, all it's doing is removing... I mean, it removes 5 damage off the board. That's probably worth. Or I armor up, hit it, and play the Concierge. Yeah, I think I'm willing to do that as well.
Ready to check in?
The Concierge effectively has taunt for my opponent. They can't leave it up. There are some variants of this deck. When I was talking about it, this is like a pretty defined list. Some decks cut one of the concierges to run something like Ziliax instead. Yeah, that's kind of what I was worried about. It's still fairly swipeable. That was actually a pretty good play for my opponent. By the way, I wouldn't have made this play if I didn't draw Tidepool.
I found a sea urchin.
We'll grab black a Seabreeze, I think. I'm fairly certain as well, and don't quote me on this one, because again, I've not played this deck that much. I'm not a huge fan of OTK gets, to be completely honest with you. I'm fairly certain these are what you want to bring back, though, instead of the go with the flows. You get more bang for your buck off the drinks. 4, 6. Well, I kind of have to trade these again. Maybe I should have grabbed Swipe. Maybe I misplayed this. Give me one of each. Give me 5 armor, 3 mana crystals, and 2 draw. The aura is just going to kill me here, though. Okay. Get aggro down. Well, we can't play you anyway. I was going to say, does that change anything? But the answer is no, it doesn't change anything.
Oh, dear.
Interesting.
Stay alert, my children.
Ready to check in?
I don't know how much damage this is, but I have to do it. Animation, I beg of you, be faster. Because I don't know how much fast damage that deck has. If my opponent can't answer this board, then we could win with just minions. Because I really have nothing left after this. I kind of blew my load then. 3-all would be pretty brutal here. Yeah, Prismatic Beam is pain. I'm pretty certain I don't have enough damage from here to win.
What a sight!
Alright, well played.
Bravo to you! I shall stand down.
Because even if I get the swipe off 2 times, they'll kill me. I I literally just had to hope they didn't have that in particular. And then maybe we could have done something, because we could have got 5 for some fast damage. I say fast damage. It could have cleared a taunt if there was any taunt in that deck, which I don't think there is. Yeah, we were just screwed.
Phelan versus Anduin.
Another priest. And I say another priest, I'm playing this after I played the Paladin matchup. We do not want either of these cards for certain. I don't know if you want to keep both Malfurions and Splish-Splash Whelp. I guess we do, because I think the most likely priest decks are aggressive decks.
Light sings, and the
I'm pretty certain that's Zarimi then. Yep, that's Dragon Priest. Coin Ramp would take me to 3 on next turn, to Splish Splash to take me to 4. Or just save it as damage. Coin Splish takes me to 4 next turn.
Time is running out.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm not entirely comfortable running this deck. I actually don't know if that's the right play. I think it might not be. My logic of doing this is if I get Dollhouse, the swipe is way better.
light sings, and the impure fall.
I need to deal with the 1/3s as well, pretty sharpishly. Since that's your draw engine. What a horrible draw. It turned out to be. I thought it was fine, but I don't know. I really don't know with this deck. Sometimes I feel like I play against this deck and it's just absolutely hot trash. And then sometimes it just seems like a golden god. Interesting. What is in you? I forgot what I put in you. Swipe is one of them. I probably want to grab Swipe back.
I found a sea urchin.
Ah, the coin is in there. Yeah, I still think I want Swipe. I'm actually kind of intrigued by this matchup. I don't know who's favoured. I suspect they're favoured, but they've not really been that aggressive so far. They are drawing a hell of a lot of cards. One little spell damage, though. One magical Dollhouse would have gone kind of crazy there.
Stay alert, my children.
Unfortunately, I can't find it. You know what? I should play this. I think. Even over the ramp. I need to stop them drawing cards.
Oh dear.
I'm really worried about them funnel caking right now, and I'm just drawing, like, so many cards, basically. Funnel cake into funnel cake. They'll just draw through their entire deck. And I'm pretty certain that Zarimi turn will just kill me, whatever happens. It does turn off the Whelp as well, which is kind of the other downside, but on turn 7, I might just play Sleep Under the Stars anyway. And currently, I might draw 6 cards. I probably won't, but it's semi-tempting. Yeah, okay, they had Funnel Cake. Why? I'm intrigued. You don't want to draw cards anymore, or did you misclick? I think they may have misclicked. Man, they've got a lot of value from their draw engine. Come on, draw 1 dragon. Thank you. Okay, you've had enough fun drawing cards now, opponent. Okay. Slightly annoying. Do I have lethal? That's my new question. How much are these worth? I don't think I do, right? I need the Chia Drake as well to do anything like that.
What shall I do?
I can double swipe it. And I think I'm okay with this. So, I'm definitely not going to go for the OTK next turn, because I don't have Dollhouse up. I'd like Dollhouse to be up. I have burnt my swipes, but at least I push 6 damage on top of them. Kind of. Okay. Not the one I was hoping for, to be honest with you. I was kind of hoping for Take to the Skies to thin my deck out with the other dragons in there, and also get me another Chia Drake. I don't think I burned Concierge this time. I can swipe the 6/6, but it doesn't really matter.
You've gone too far.
I know this isn't a very good play, but there's not a lot else I could do, in my opinion. Next turn, we get the Dollhouse up. I have a go with the flow. We can just start vomiting minions onto the board and spells out there. I can play Sleep Under the Stars as well for draw 4, gain 3 mana crystals, because I only need 3... No, I need 4 mana crystals, but that's fine. If I refresh 3 back, I'd have 6 overall to play the Chia Drake with. And Zarimi's not that scary right now, with only a 6/6 on the board.
Not too quickly.
Forging? Oh, Creation Protocol. Why is Creation Protocol in your deck? Isn't that too slow? The other Concierge is not really what I was after.
Ready to check in?
Let me just check. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's fine. Nearly misplayed. I don't know what the damage is on this, but I think it should be enough.
Time is running out.
Faster game. I imagine people that have been playing this deck just since the release has got like these numbers just instantaneously like plugged into the cerebellum. But I don't. I just have to go with my gut right now. That was like plus 3 spell damage. Plus 4 spell damage. So I was doing 6 each, and then inside of each one is 3. So it's 3 times 6, 18, yeah, 36, roughly. And then bearing in mind the minions on the board, and I can attack with the 3/2 and the button. So that's really what I need to think of when I do these calculations. Is that each one of them is times 3,
Scarlet!
open brackets, 2 plus spell damage. We'll call that S, close brackets. Ah, Mistah Vistah. I'm intrigued to see how good that'll be in this deck. I assume it's actually pretty strong because it recasts the swipes and the swipes are targeted on opponents only.
Eyes on the horizon!
Ooh. Death Rattle, Death Knight, I think.
You've gone too far.
Do I ever care about that? I don't think I do. Realistically, I'm going to remove this with a swipe at some point, I think. And that point might be this second. Although, do I care? Actually, is this a problem leaving this up? It's a lot of value, but do I care? It's so much nicer if I can swipe into Mistah Vistah into swipe rather than the reverse.
Oh dear.
No, I do care. There's some really horrible things they could get reborn on.
solves.
That wasn't one of them. Honestly, that wasn't one of them either. I was more thinking of Eliza. Okay, the swipe top deck is real useful. Especially if they trade the 2-1 in. I think we missed the Vista regardless. I'm going to swipe inside the Vista. But it's probably going to be Matron Vista. Wow, value. Big value. Alright, Matron Vista.
The best view poems under the hardest climb.
So over the next 3 turns, we're going to do Swipe and Sleep Under the Stars. Sleep Under the Stars will come back as random 3 options, so we could try to be more defensive. Also, he's probably going to be on the airing of the side of a smaller hand, just in case you get the draw option 2 times. That's getting swiped. It's actually a bit of a misplay for my opponent to leave the 5-5 up, in my opinion. Because the only thing that kind of screws them right now is if I deal with Ziliax.
Talk, little Death Knight.
On the flip side, this is a lot of pressure. I need another dragon. And that is not another dragon. Inside of you is swipe, right? But I can't cast the swipe.
I found a sea urchin.
But I'm probably going to need it. We have to push the button as well.
You've gone too far.
And I hit the 2-1. I should not have hit the 2-1. I should hit the 1-1 so that the 2-1 would have just traded into the 5-2. I was like, I'll protect the 5-2, but I forgot that's the death rattle that generates a reborn minion. It's fine, I'll just get 15 armor. Ah, what a refill. Unironically, might be fine. Either way, I assume this is a rainbow deck. Dragon, please. Not dragon again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They're actually only representing 6 damage. So I think the correct play is going to be a swipe on top of this. I think we gain armor twice. And then refresh 1 time. Removes 3 damage from the board, stops them drawing any more cards. The swipes will all go off next turn, and it's 2 swipes, so at the very least it's 2 to all. It'll clear the board. Maybe do... Oh my god, that's scary. Maybe do some decent damage to my opponent. Wow, this is actually performing pretty well with my opponent's deck. I can see it not being good though, because I think the pirate deck is more aggressive. Okay, so we did draw 4. Hit a 4-4, thank you. This all being said and done, my hand is still not great right now. Is there a swipe in you? I think there is, isn't there? 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can get Bottomless to get me a magical Dollhouse, I could win from there. But I think it's such a low percentage play, I have to go via this route instead.
Stay alert, my children.
I found a seer gem.
Sleep Under the Stars is another interesting option that I didn't even consider.
Time is running out.
I'm okay with that. Clear one of them. I think that's enough of a threat. I probably shouldn't have even pushed the Dollhouse. I don't really know why I turned them into 4/1s. I originally had a different line in my head and I changed my mind to draw 2 dragons. Because if I got 5, I would probably want it next turn. I think my opponent somewhat misplayed there. I think they should have traded before they activated the other location, but I see why they didn't. They get more damage this way, but it made the trade really horrible. And I think their fear right now is that I OTK them. Although I guess this is close, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe actually this was a smart play. In fact, I take it back. I think it was the right play. I have to do this now.
You've gone too far.
Job done.
I think I misplayed that. I think I misplayed like 3 turns in a row now. It's just a lack of experience. I probably should have tried to swing in the Dollhouse at some point to get a copy of like Fire or something. Or just copy some of the Seabreeze Chalices or something like that. Or even the Dollhouse. I may also have had lethal in all of this and I just was not paying attention. 15... So, if I play the Chia Drake with the Concierge, these are 15 damage each, right? So I've got 30 damage in hand. So as long as my opponent doesn't have 30 health, I win. And my opponent now has 21... 29... 33 health, I think. Four, 5, 8. I think I've got lethal. Even without the mage things. But I may have miscalculated.
Ready to check in?
I think I've miscalculated. It's close, but it isn't lethal. It may still be the right play, though, because of the health I was on. Like, I had to do something. Yeah, okay. Why did I miscalculate? Why did I think I had 6? I did the 2 plus 3 wrong and got to 6. I remember to sneak over the line, though. 5... You have 3 in here. 3 in here. So 6, 7. Nice. That's actually a really good result for me, I think. Oddly. Ah! Wow, it was triple unholy. This isn't guaranteed lethal. I assume they have 1 more damage just in case. It's a 50-50. Swide. You swide. I should have thought about my bottomless play more. I just grabbed 5 because I was so low, but equally my opponent was so low. I didn't even check if Go With The Flow was in there. So, apologies if you're shouting at me through the screen. Okay, I think this should be a matchup we're good at, though, right? Because can't I just set up the combo against Warrior with almost no care in the world? That's a pretty good opening as well, I think. Alright. Alright. Alarming. So they're hand buff warrior. I assume it's the virus deck, just with the hand buff cards in it as well. So I'm going to need an answer to something fairly big, probably, is my guess. We want Tidepool, right, from this. It's a little bit spicy. I just need to make sure that I put a Seabreeze Chalice into both the Tidepools. Wow. Okay. That's a big lad.
Stay alert, my children. Danger. Not done.
We'll do a little ramp. Put a little bit of taunt. Next turn... Cool, they took the turn off. Next turn... I think if you leave it like this as the board state, I'll hit the 8 attack thing. Yeah, I think I hit it with my face. Because then I can play Splish-Splash Whelp. It's fine, it's just 8 damage. Health is a resource. So Chia Drake, I need to use it to draw spells.
This place is scary.
Right now. Or at least one of them needs to draw a spell. I didn't check as well. You took all of the buffs, right? The 8-7? Yes, you did. I think I might have to use the other Chia Drake to draw as well, but I don't know. I could put a Go With The Flow in the Tidepools as well if I absolutely have to, but I really don't want to. I could push button, do nothing.
What shall I do?
No, I think we draw spell again. You never know. Okay, you do know? Alright, cool. By the way, I did that so they go into the tide pool.
How striking!
There was a very small percentage play. It was 1 in 8, right, that I killed the 2-3. It didn't really matter. In fact, if it wasn't going to kill the 2-3, hitting all into the face was the next better option. I was going to say, what year is this? You've got that in your deck? But it wasn't, you discovered it. I think I'm very close to lethal. I need this open, though.
Astonishing.
Alright, do you still think he's outstanding, warrior? Sprawl. Execute. Makes more sense, actually, now that I think about it. Wow, Blade Storm. Okay. So, hang on a minute. Chia Drake... That doesn't matter. Chia Drake... 1, 2, 3 spell damage. Which means each one of these is 50... No, more than 3. 4 spell damage. So each one of these is 18 damage, right? So 18... No, not 18. 18... 36... 48. It's lethal.
Ready to check in?
Didn't even count the magical dollhouse. Animations. I'm gonna lose to animations. Throw. Keep throwing them. Hearthstone. Throw it! God damn this game with the animations. It scares the shit out of me every single time. Alright, and that's the OTK deck. How much damage was that in the end? Because we got it up to 7, right? So I think it was 42... I think it was 56 damage in total that turn. Of just spell damage.
I will go forward at
Do you keep
any cost.
Nestmatron in this? I might. I really like the Nestmatron. Although I won't have another... Well, actually, it's a dragon for Giftwrapped Whelp. Okay, I'm actually very happy now that I've kept it. The Take to the Skies is just the chef's kiss on this turn.
To perfection.
Secret Hunter? Is that what you've just told me? I think if you're a Secret Hunter, I should become a control deck, sort of. Because won't I kill them eventually? The only way I lose is if they out-aggro me, which is very reasonable. So even though that was kind of a stupid trade, I think it was a trade that I should make. I guess the slight scary thing about the secret package is that, assuming it is a secret package again, is they have Ice Trap. But it still means it comes out of Concierge as a 1-mana minion, right? You can trade if you want. Okay, it is secrets.
I found a sea urchin.
So that is Barrel of Monkeys. Secret. What was the other thing? Oh, it's the coin, right?
Stay alert, my children. Danger lurks.
That's a good point. Why are you running Instrument Tech in that deck when you have Bargain Bin? Isn't that the point of the Bargain Bin, is to draw you the weapon so you don't need the Instrument Tech? Okay, they're memeing. It's not just Secret Hunter. It's some sort of spell hunter. Alright, you know what? Stop slouching. We have a player of the game amongst us. What is the play for this turn now? Draw more cards. It's always the play. Always be ramping. I think this actually changes my mind as well of what we do now. I think I need to put some pressure on. Ah, okay. Interesting. I didn't consider running Jungle Jammer with the Cup of Muscle. It makes sense, though. It makes a lot of sense, in fact. I like it. Draw 4 cards, refresh 3. Play a Chia Drake.
What shall I do?
Wait, 3, 6, 8. The Chia Drake won't go out of my hand, so I can't do that. So I think it's 1 of each. We gain 5 armor and draw 3. That's my bad. I misplayed. I could throw out a Concierge as well, I suppose, at this point. Actually, I do throw out a Concierge at this point.
Ready to check in?
Because that still doesn't empty my hand, and I can't afford to risk milling some cards. Basically, the Seabreeze Chalices I can't afford to mill right now. Okay, this is interesting. I actually quite like this idea. This is some cooking I didn't think of. To run the Jungle Jammer with the muscle package. Now the real intrigue is, what are they buffing? Thunderbringer. They got a little bit unlucky. So, Swipe is almost certainly going to be one of the plays here. My slight issue is they've probably got Beasts in that deck, so I'm slightly concerned by what's going to come out of the Thunderbringer.
What shall I do?
I actually don't know what the best play is here.
running out. Time is running out.
That's bad.
Job done.
I was really worried that there would be some giant beast in that deck. We possibly lose from here now. I do have a decent amount of spell damage in hand. Mantle Shaper. I was worried that the thing in hand was Hollow Hound. So I have a bunch of you guys, but not enough, I think. You're at 26, 27, 31, 38. I have 1 spell damage, 2 spell damage, 3 spell damage, which is 1836. I think I've got lethal.
Ready to check in?
Actually, I can afford to do that as well. Whoops, I missed 1 damage.
Time is running out.
I'm not going to have time to do this, am I?
The sea urchin.
That might have been the wrong one, but I don't think it matters. I think I've killed them. Holy moly! Alright, 3 and 2. Honestly, if we can go positive... I mean, the deck's running about 6% win rate from what I saw on HS Replay. To be fair, that's only showing up to Diamond because I wasn't on the premium profile. I'd be content. I think you need a bit of experience with this deck to actually, like, make it function properly. It's just taken me, like, 3 or 4 seconds too long for things to click. Like, then I forgot that I could play the other Chia Drake 1-drop, because I forgot I was getting the discount on the cup, and I was like, in my brain, the cup was 1 mana, but of course, you're a Druid, therefore the cup is 0 mana. Alright, that seems incredible, except for 5, but I think we'll hold 5. Just because it's so good at using... or enabling Giftwrapped Whelp and Splish-Splash Whelp. I'm going to assume this is Elemental Rogue, because most of the other Rogue decks aren't that good. I say that tongue-in-cheek. I am aware that the... not the Burgle Rogue, but the Excavate Rogue deck is still performing really well at high levels. Wow, it's the full Burgle package. Honestly, if it's a Burgle package, I think I can put pressure on my opponent. I don't think I need to wait for them. I also think I could burn the coin here to ramp. I'm not really sure what the punish is here for Rogue. And I'm only taking 1 damage, so I can't be punished that hard. I mean, you know, how was I meant to predict chaotic consumption? Now, if they're a test rogue deck, putting chaotic consumption in your test is not a really good idea, because it means your test might die.
You've gone too far.
And that kind of is your deck, so... I expect it to not just be test rogue, though. I think it'll have some other things about it. Excuse me, is this wild? Why is Trusted Pack in your deck? What? So this is full test. Full embrace the test. Alright. Do I just swipe this? No, I Mistah Vistah. Play on curve.
A limited time offer?
Shiny. My shiny!
Wow. That's actually really good for them. A lot of value incoming. Here's another thing I'm not quite sure of. Can I burn a glow with the flow in my deck to use swipe to kill my opponent more efficiently? I think that is a sign that we can do that. So I'm going to go for it. Because it makes this trade way better. I get it back anyway in the form of Mistah Vistah. And I don't think I've used both flows to kill my opponents yet. That's a pretty low roll. I don't really want 2 takes to the skies. I guess I take Sleep Under the Stars. And I think next turn I play Sleep Under the Stars, refresh 3 times, Sleep Under the Stars, refresh 3 times. And then play Sleep Under the Stars and draw, like, a card. Actually, no, I don't think I draw cards. I think I gain armor. And then all 6 of them are going to go off, and I'm invariably... On average, I draw 6 cards, right? This might be the wrong play, but I think it's a funny play, so I'm going to do it. You're so lucky. 50-50. Wait, hang on, was it targeted? No, not targeted. The 50-50 and you generated the card. It's sickening. Okay, new play. We play 1 Seabreeze Chalice first, so that it goes into the Tidepool. I can't play Sleep Under the Stars. I'm a moron. I fucked up so much. Okay, we play all the... I should play all of them.
How striking!
Oopsie-daisy. I'm sure that won't punish me in the future. I mean, they're on 10 health. Maybe I should have just sent the Seabreeze Chalices. They might die. It might just flat out die to a Seabreeze. I've done 1 swipe, right?
You're merely a pawn for the puppet master.
I can't believe I did that. I guess I would have made the misplay regardless, because I would have done refresh 3, but it would have only taken me to 7. Did you get a copy then? Oh, you did. You got 1.
100%
And that was it.
fake gold.
Okay, cool. Rogue is just generating infinite amounts of value and doing nothing with the value, because it's random value. Okay. Very cool. Very good.
What shall I do?
I'm burning the card, by the way. This is roughly what I wanted to do with the Mistah Vistah turn, but I fucked up because I'm dumb. I have to kill Dorian.
I found a sea urchin!
And I might as well get the Seabreeze out of it. That's my fault. I should have won this game already. In fact, I might have had lethal then. And I just was not paying attention. Either way, I think that's a swipe. They're on 17. Do I actually have any spell damage in my hand? I don't, do I?
Dear.
I guess I could give them 8. Does it really matter?
Stay alert, my children. Dangerous.
Come on. Yes! Alright, we'll give them 5. So now I've got 2 spell damage in hand. Which means that these are worth 12, 8, and 8. There's 28, I think. Which means I have lethal. Assume my opponent doesn't play any more stuff. And they're basically not playing any more stuff. Far, far too slow, Rogue.
Ready to check in?
Would have been funny if I didn't have deck room there. Oh, board room.
I get
Okay. We'll give it one final game now. Going more than 50% again. Pretty decent. I think the big issue of this deck, by the way, and why I don't think it's actually performing quite at tier 1 level, I think it's tier 2, but don't quote me on this one. I think it's got a really, really bad matchup into the Demon Pirate deck. But if we keep going against Warriors, then we are fine. I think we've got like an insane chance versus a Warrior.
At any cost.
Okay, we want none of these cards. That's fine. Not great, though. Okay, that makes things a little bit better. I was slightly concerned about just doing nothing for 2 turns. Then again, the Warrior's probably not going to do anything for 2 turns. Or at least nothing proactively that's going to hurt me. Alright. Dragons incoming. I guess I could have Bottomless Toy Chested there rather than just push the button. Yeah, that was dumb. That was a really, really stupid play. I could have just generated a card. I guess the counter to that, though, is I'm going to thin the deck out of dragons so it's less likely the Bottomless Toy Chest hits dragons. But I think I don't really want the dragons from it. Except maybe Chia Drake. And even then, Chia Drake is a fairly low roll, I think. Well, probably better than average, but that's not saying a lot. Anyway, we'll be playing Desert Nestmatron next turn. Yeah, my opponent, very good, you're ramping. You're taking an awfully long time to do it, though.
Stay alert, my children. Dangerous.
Come on, Splish-Splash. I'll take a Giftwrapped. Okay. I mentioned in the intro, I think, that I reckon this deck is going to get nerfed to some degree. I would not be surprised if Desert Nestmatron was one of the cards that sees the nerf. I think this card is insanely strong. It's effectively 0 mana 3/4 taunt. And I think it... in the matchups where this does beat aggro decks, I think it's really this card that helps you get to victory, basically. Two Whelps. You know what? That's kind of crazy enough that it might just work.
Not a single scale.
Also, considering it's a warrior, most of the warrior control options remove both sides of the board. There are some exceptions, of course, but there's a lot of them that do that. Sanitize and Brawl, for example. Therefore, I probably won't trade. Yeah, they're sanitized. Whelp again. I think I need you to draw a spell to me right now. It's a good spell to draw. I think I'm 3 turns away, roughly, from doing the combo. Obviously, the board state depends. I wouldn't mind pushing the button to get another Bottomless Toy Chest.
Always room for dessert.
That doesn't really bother me. Tidepool is probably the worst thing it could hit. Cool. Nearly misplayed. Right, I need a Seabreeze to go into the Tidepool, so we are going to do this. We'll go with the flow this time. And I need to burn another card. I don't think I'll use the Concierge. I can't use Tidepool because it generates a card, so I think I just swipe the face. Yeah. Okay, so I could conceivably win next turn. I have
Relaxation for all.
a lot of spell damage in hand. The problem is I only have... Well, I have 2 chalices, but one of them is... One of them will be full, one won't be full. One, 2, 3. 4. So it's plus 4 spell damage. Which means I have 18 damage in 1. And... I have 30 damage in total, I think. Which means I have lethal. Unless I've counted the mana wrong.
Ready to check in? I found a sea urchin!
I actually calculated the damage wrong. I had more than I thought. Okay, that's actually pretty strong. You know what, as well? Can I tell you a little secret? I actually really enjoyed playing this deck. It was actually really interesting. I hate playing against it, but actually playing the deck itself, there's actually a lot more to think about. It is more like the typical classical combo decks where sometimes you have to burn like a combo piece just to stay alive in the matchup, and you're always trying to save enough of your combo pieces to kill your opponent. And on the flip side, if you're your opponent, you're trying to put on enough pressure that they use their combo pieces to deal with your minions so they can't just OTK you anymore. That's actually a really fun deck. I enjoyed that a lot. So I hope it doesn't get nerfed. Maybe it won't, actually. We'll see. Honestly, if anything, and I said this before, I think if they touch the Desert Nestmatron, that's probably the one card I think that probably is enabling it the most. I think if you took that to, like... If you took it to 5 mana instead, or it was 4 mana and refresh 3 mana crystals instead of the 4, maybe that would give enough window for the other aggro decks that aren't quite as aggressive as the pirate decks to definitely kill the combo deck. So you'd bring its power level down just ever so slightly without ruining the fun aspect of the deck. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this YouTube. If you did, why not leave a like and subscribe? Everything helps me out, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.